Hi, Xander. These are all our friends here today, and Harvey's in the kitchen, little chihuahua. Today we have Mike Mulligan and his Steam Shovel by Virginia Lee Burton. This is one of Alice and my favorite books.
It's been around for a long time.
Mike Mulligan had a steam shovel, a beautiful red steam shovel. Her name was Mary Ann. Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann had been digging together for years. It was Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann and some others who dug the great canals for big boats to sail through. It was Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann and some others who lowered the hills and straightened the curves to make the long highways for the automobiles. It was Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann and some others who dug the deep holes for the cellars of the tall skyscrapers in the big cities. When people used to stop and watch them, Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann used to dig a little faster and a little better. Then along came a new gasoline shovel and the new electric shovels and the new diesel motor shovels. It took all the jobs away from the steam shovels. And Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann were very sad. All the other steam shovels were being sold for junk, but Mike loved Mary Ann. He couldn't do that to her. Then one day, Mike read in a newspaper that the town of Popperville was going to build a new town hall. "We're going to dig the cellar of that town hall," said Mike to Mary Ann, and off they started. They left the canals and the highways and the big cities where no one wanted them anymore and went away out in the country. They crawled along slowly and they came to the little town of Popperville. When they got there, Mike Mulligan spoke to Henry B. Swap, one of the selectmen. "I heard," he said, "that you're going to build a new town hall. Mary Ann and I will dig the cellar for you in just one day." "What?" said Henry B. Swap. "It would take 100 men, at least a week." "Sure," said Mike, "but Mary Ann can dig as much in a day as 100 men can dig in a week." Though he wasn't quite sure this was true. The next day, early in the morning, they started. Soon a little boy came along. "Do you think you'll finish by sundown?" he said to Mike Mulligan. "Sure, if you stay and watch us. We always work faster and better with someone watching us." Here's where they're digging, on the Popperville Town Common. Then Mrs. McGillicuddy, Henry B. Swap, and the town constable came over to see what was happening, and they stayed to watch. Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann dug a little faster and a little better. This gave the little boy an idea. He ran off and told all his friends in town, and they stopped and stayed to watch. That made Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann dig a little faster and a little better. Clang, clang, clang! The fire department arrived. They had seen the smoke and thought there was a fire. Then the little boy said, "Why don't you stay and watch?" When they heard the fire engine, the children in the school across the street couldn't keep their eyes on their lessons. The teacher called out a long recess, and the whole school came to watch. Now the girl who answers the telephone called up the next town and told them what was happening in Popperville. All the people came over to see. If Mike Mulligan and his steam shovel could dig the cellar in just one day, the more people came, the faster Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann dug. Never had Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann had so many people to watch them. Never had they dug so fast and so well. And never had the sun seemed to go down so fast. Dirt was flying everywhere, and the smoke and the steam were so thick that the people could hardly see anything but listen. Bang, bing, crash, slam, louder and louder, faster and faster they dug. Then suddenly it was quiet. Slowly the dirt settled down. The smoke and the steam cleared away, and there was the cellar, all finished. The sun was just going down behind the hill. "Hooray!" shouted the people. "Hooray for Mike Mulligan and his steam shovel. They have dug the cellar in just one day." Suddenly the little boy said, "How are they going to get out?" Mike Mulligan looked around at the 4 square walls and the 4 square corners, and he said, "We've dug so fast and so well that we've quite forgotten to leave ourselves a way out." That's Ralphie. Because she doesn't like this story. Nothing like this, I'll read to him, nothing like this had ever happened before in Popperville. Everybody started talking at once. And everybody had a different idea. And everybody thought that his idea was the best. Now the little boy had another idea. Why couldn't we leave Mary Ann in the cellar and build the new town hall above her? Let her be the furnace for the new town hall and let Mike Mulligan be the janitor. Why not? Said the people. So they found a ladder and climbed down to the cellar to ask Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann. Why not? Said Mike Mulligan. So it was decided. And everybody was happy. They built the new town hall right over Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann. It was finished before winter. So now, when you go down to Popperville, be sure to go down to the cellar of the new town hall.
Rude.
There they'll be, Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann, Mike in his rocking chair and Mary Ann beside him, warming up the meetings in the new town hall. There you go, Xander. We love you.
Love
See you
you.
someday soon.
Have a good nap.